Good evening. I was asked to do a video on synergies, and probably the most visible synergy is that of the Empire, certainly the dark side characters. So I've got a very easy to unlock team here. Darth you get with your achievements. Tarkin, TIE Fighter Pilot, Imperial Guard and Magma Trooper are all very easy to unlock, so this is a very attainable team. I've got them in Galactic Wars, my Galactic War table, and I'm hoping to talk you through the debuffs. So the first one up for me is Darth Vader. So he has an ability called Force Crush, which is going to apply damage over time and speed down. Now, damage over time says what it is. Essentially, when a character's turn meter fills up, and he takes his turn, whilst he's taking his turn, he will take damage over time. Okay, so he'll be damaged. So it's entirely feasible for you to take down a character to, let's say, 2 green bars. If he has damage over time on him, he will kill himself when he takes his turn. Second character to go is Tarkin. Tarkin is also going to apply some debuffs. He has applied offense down, and he has applied crit chance down. So there's a fair number of debuffs on all of these characters. And the reason they're important is because of TIE Fighter Pilot and Darth Vader. Because we're talking about the synergies, and when you look at these debuffs, they haven't really done much on their own, have they? Right? Let's just use a basic attack here. Great. Now, TIE Fighter Pilot could at this stage apply his attack over area, which will give a buff immunity. Meaning if any of these characters decide they want to grant defense up, let's say, none of them will stick. But what I want to do instead is I want to use his basic attack, which grants 35% extra damage for each enemy with a debuff. So let's see if we can get rid of Mace Windu. Mace Windu is going to get hit now for TIE Fighter Pilot's damage plus 170% extra. So let's see what that's able to do there. He's going to hit for 21,000, right? 21,000 he hit for, simply because of all those debuffs. That makes him a good character at the start of the game, but when there's only one left, he's not able to hit as hard. His ability is basically based on the strength of these. Darth Vader's ability, Cunning Blade, does a very similar thing. It removes all debuffs and inflicts 50% more damage for each effect dispelled. Okay, so let's see. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be damage to 400%. Okay, so let's see what that does. 78,000. Okay, simply based on the amount of debuffs that are on the character. In the case of Darth, I do believe it's buffs as well. No, only debuffs. Only debuffs. But that's pretty useful, right? If you're going to unlock Darth Vader and you're going to put the Zeta on his leadership ability, what you'll find is when you're doing one of the raids, the Rancor or something like this, and you've got him in the leader ability, these damage over times, they stay in place, which means they're able to stack up 20, 30, 40 damage over times on the Rancor, and when you use Cunning Blade, you're able to hit for 500,000 with one shot. So my ability block is going to go on Luminara. Oh no, it's not. He's just going to get killed. I'm going to see if I can stun 5s because he has a counter. That's very good. Let's speed this up a bit. I'm going to remove turn meter from these characters. I'm glad that he's come around again. Now there's only 2 characters. Let's see how much damage TIE Fighter Pilot can do. 11. It's not as much. Okay, he's not so useful when there's only 2. He's great early on. He's really fast. He's great early on. And he gets the job done at the beginning, but he can't get it done at the end. Speed really is his. His forte. Let's do another one of those. Make sure we get the idea. Hopefully, some more difficult characters. Oh yeah, I know. I've got to choose some of these now. I can't just pick any old one. Okay, good. Good. Alright. So, I could attempt to stun, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to buff my own team. Okay, because I know that Boba Fett is going to try and put an ability block on me. This doesn't stop that, but I know that it's an attack over area, so I wanna hopefully get defense up as much as I can. I'm going to use his debuff. There's a good chance. Have I got anyone that buffs? I think it's a pointless attack. I don't think any of these grant buffs to the team. There we go. So if they do, none of these 4 characters can receive a buff. I'm going to put damage over time on them. And I'm hopefully going to get rid of Night Sister. Now let's see what TIE Fighter Pilot does. Remember, he did 21,000 last time on 5 characters debuffed. 20,000. He's done exactly the same again. Now I'm not going to use Tarkin's debuff. This time I want to get this turn meter down. I don't want them to have their turns. Especially I want to keep Nihilus back because he's got that one-punch kill. So that's going to slow them down a bit more. TIE Fighter Pilot's going to have a go again, and I'm going to have a little go at Nihilus here. 17, you see, because one character's gone, it's dropped it down a bit. I'm going to use Cunning Blade to get rid of him, 100%. 62,000. The number is immaterial. Let's get rid of Boba now. Alright, fine. And 9,000. See? The more players, the more characters there are with debuffs, the stronger TIE Fighter Pilot is. He's going to have a turn, so I'm going to put offense down, crit chance down, speed down, damage over time, and the buff immunity, which he doesn't need anymore. So when Darth has his go, he's probably going to put Force Crush on me. But he's not going to be able to do much else. Oh, I might be able to block him. Oh, I didn't get the block. Will I get the stun? I got the stun. He's not even going to have a turn. Great. So you see, admittedly, it's only Galactic War. It's only Galactic War, but you can see how these synergies help a team work together. Let's do the same battle with the same team. Okay, obviously against a different enemy, but let's not use the debuffs. Let's see how much harder it is without debuffing everybody. Okay, so basic. Let's see if we can get rid of him first. No, let's get rid of Yoda first. Dodged. Right, turn meter down. I don't want to Force Crush. I'm just going to use the basics. So Yoda's gone. See if we can stun. 6,000 damage. 14,000. I mean, it's pretty powerful. I mean, he's gear 12 for me, so perhaps this wasn't an even test. But you can see the numbers are a lot smaller. You know, in the last round, the players didn't even get a turn. Like I didn't receive one attack. So this thing was ridiculously weak, but you can see how the numbers that I was attacking with were a lot less. You know, there was no 50 or 60,000 Cunning Blade in there. There was no 20,000 TIE Fighter Pilot. It was all pretty heavy. So let's just do auto and let's see how they handle themselves. Because obviously, if you're going to start putting this in the arena as a team, you're going to need to know how that works. So let's enjoy this. So debuffs. Turn meter down. That's the end of a team. It's the end of a team. So if you're going to start with a dark side team and you're looking for decent synergies, Empire's pretty good. I'm happy to do videos on most of the factions. Let's get rid of that clicking. I have a decent amount of characters from most of the factions unlocked, but not Phoenix. I've only got a few Phoenix characters, so I can't help you there. But yeah, that's synergies. That's how teams work together.